Our scripture reading this morning comes from the epistle to the Romans, Paul's epistle to the Romans, chapter 1, verses 1 through 7. I'll be reading from...
I have 1 through 2 backyard quiz.
I know what you have. It'll be all right. Let's listen to the words of Paul. I, Paul, am a devoted slave of Jesus Christ on assignment, authorized as an apostle to proclaim God's words and acts. I write this letter to all the believers in Rome, God's friends. The sacred writings contain preliminary reports by the prophet on God's Son, his descent from David, roots of him in history. His unique identity as Son of God was shown by the Spirit when Jesus was raised from the dead, setting him apart as the Messiah, our Master. Through him, we received both the generous gift of his life and the urgent task of passing it on to others who receive it by entering into obedient trust in Jesus. You are who you are through this gift and call of Jesus Christ. And I greet you now with all the generosity of God our Father and our Master, Jesus the Messiah. This is the word of God to the people.
Thanks be to God.
Don't read that small print. The problem with the message, and Dwayne picked up on that, the problem with the message is that he doesn't list out the verses, and because it's technically a paraphrase and not a translation, he merges verses together. So we have verse 1, and then we have verse 2 through 7. And the program that we have has one slide for each section of verse. So if you put 2 through 7 all on one slide. So that's why the print is kind of small. I apologize for that. And that's Dwayne why you only had 2 slides. Today's our final Sunday in Advent. And it brings us to the close of our series of Life-Giving Christmas. We just saw our last little video that kind of shows the different aspects of what we're talking about and what some churches are doing in their communities to make a life-giving Christmas for others around them. Paul's greeting, his salutation, if you will, to the Christians in Rome describes for us the very essence of life, and that is Jesus Christ. He spends that opening line talking about who Jesus is, is, and is to be, if you will. He talks about that, and he talks about what he has given to us and the charge that he has given to us. If having a life-giving Christmas is all about Jesus, it's through Jesus that we have any of the things that we talked about. We've talked about hope, and it's through Jesus that we have any hope at all, that our existence is not just merely the biological and chemical functions of a disinterested ecosystem, but is instead a meaningful life that is both spiritual and physical, given to us by our God and directed for a purpose that is greater than any one of us as individuals. It's through Jesus Christ that we also obtain peace. We talked about that on the second Sunday. A peace that's more than just our understanding of peace in the word English, which we usually think of as simply a lack of conflict, but instead the fuller understanding of the Hebrew word shalom, which really encompasses 13 English words that we use and probably at least one phrase. But the word shalom, it means completeness, it means wholeness, it means health, it means peace, welfare, safety, soundness, tranquility, prosperity, perfectness, fullness, rest, harmony, and also the absence of agitation or discord. So the peace that we get through Christ is the real sense of the peace that Christ came to bring, which in Hebrew would be shalom. That wholeness, that soundness, that safety, that tranquility, all of those words that we can say in English that don't quite sum up by themselves what shalom means. It's also through Jesus that we obtain joy, which is more than the simple moments of happiness, but instead is the inner contentment that springs from a healthy spirituality that can only be found in an intimate relationship with God. Our capacity for this joy is increased as we reach beyond ourselves and positively impact others. We have over the past 3 Sundays talked about the Christmas season as a time that can be less than life-giving. Most of us know from personal experience or from experience of family and friends that the Christmas season can be more about exhaustion and materialism, greed and superficiality. For many, it's about pain and loneliness and separation. Christmas is not always an easy time, and we talked about that, and we have talked about that. Instead of being life-giving, these kinds of Christmas season experiences can suck the life out of us. But as we focus on hope and the understanding of what that means biblically, what Christ brings to us with that hope, when we talk about peace, the shalom, when we focus on that, the peace that Christ can give us. When we talk about joy, what it really means, not those moments of happiness, but the contentment of our soul and